There's not too many reptiles around today that can rival the sheer mass and size of an adult Komodo dragon. In my eyes, these are the last that resemble a group of huge lizards that used to roam the earth. In Australia, they were known as the megafauna. Komodo dragons compete with each other for space, breeding rights, and food. Here's two males. The younger male on the bottom is submissive. Had he not been, it could have been a completely different outcome. Komodos fights are aggressive and dangerous for both involved, and they often stand up on their hind legs and take each other on.
The largest lizards on the entire planet, Komodo Dragon. This is two big males in front of me. We've just witnessed a bit of a dominance display from the older individual on the top here. The guides here were saying this one's about 21 years old and the bottom one about 15. So the older, more robust male is just showing who's boss to this younger male. He said they won't fight because of that age gap. The younger male knows he doesn't stand a chance. Although they are similar size, the older one reigns king pretty much in this area. Komodo dragons have a mouth packed with 60 teeth. These teeth are each facing backwards and slightly serrated on the back, so they're designed to tear through flesh when they're eating, when they're attacking prey. Things like deer, buffalo, pigs, monkeys. Against an animal this size, if it gets a hold of it, it's going to cause some serious damage. They've got venom glands in that lower jaw there, which acts as an anticoagulant, induces stress in the animal, and they've also got a concoction of nasty bacteria from the diet that they have. So whilst it's not going to be like a brown snake bite that drops that animal within half an hour, over a few days that animal is going to deteriorate, it's going to get in worse condition, and eventually it's not going to be able to fight back. It's going to have to rest, and that's when these guys strike. They'll follow that deer or buffalo or whatever they've bitten. They'll follow that until that animal stops walking, using that forked tongue to pick up scents. Whichever side of the fork is the strongest scent is which direction it goes, following the blood trail from that bleeding wound, and then obviously eating that animal. These aren't really a communal animal, but they will feed together on one meal. The other dragons are going to pick up those scents, and then that's when you see the big brawls and fights over food, where an animal like this guy, who's dominant, is going to be herding off younger animals. When he's had his feed, which could be up to 80% of his body weight, that's when the younger ones will come in. These guys get 3 meters long. That's enormous for a lizard. They're so much bigger than any other lizard, literally on the entire planet. And they're going to have a body weight of potentially 90 kilograms. And after a big feed on a buffalo, over 140. And that's their max. Typically they'll be 60, 70 kilos as an adult. These animals, they're not bothered by me being here, but by no means are they tame. They're just habituated to people's presence. They're not a tame animal that you can go up and touch or pat. You've got to treat these guys with utmost respect, because in a second, anything can change. These guys were having a bit of a brawl, so if that gets out of hand, you don't want to be in the way of that. You don't want to push the limits with an animal like this, because you're going to find out what's going to happen. I certainly wouldn't want to get bitten by a large male Komodo. A Gus was saying that that's how accidents happen. It's the same thing with crocodiles in Australia. People get complacent. They think they can just get away with, not giving this animal the respect they need. But as soon as you get complacent with an animal like this, is when you're going to get into a bit of trouble. I'm not really taking my eye off these guys, because if they move and come at me, if I'm looking away or off at the berries, it's going to be a world of trouble. These guys hiss as a sign to say, back off, I'm not comfortable, I feel threatened, get out of my space. They'll puff up their throat.
Hilarious.
The closest relative to the Komodo dragon is the lace monitor. That's a species we get in Australia. The lace monitor gets around 2 metres, only a metre shorter than a Komodo dragon, but they're going to get about 1/6 of the weight or something like that. 1/5 of the weight. 15 kilos is a massive lace monitor, whereas these guys, almost 100 kilos body weight. Heavier than I am. They can run up to speeds of 18 kilometres per hour. And it's thanks to these guys here that we're able to come out here and do this. Without them educating, allowing us to come here, showing how these people have lived together with the Komodo dragon and used the Komodo dragon as a source of income, bringing people to see them, and not just going out and killing the Komodo dragon because they're competing with livestock resources and taking goats and things. They've learnt how to live with them, which is a great example of, I think, how the world should work, really. And Agus, the man, the legend. There's so much knowledge with local people, you can never learn more than speaking to someone who's actually out here living with these animals. We're going to leave these boys to sort out their beef and just enjoy the scene.